All right, guys, this is the first pod. This is the pilot. We just finished watching Barcelona versus Real.
Actually, Chuggy, it's the Supercopa,
It was.
the Spanish Supercopa.
It's the rematch from when they played earlier in the season. Barcelona won the first one. This is the second one. They played today and on ESPN Plus. We started off the game pretty good. It was high intensity. Everybody had moments throughout the game. But who do you thought was the player of the game for you, Jazz? Both sides. I mean, Barcelona won the game, but Real Madrid also had some performances that stuck out. But who did you think was the performer of the game that you thought was on both sides was good?
I feel like for Barcelona, I feel like the main guy that did really good would be Rafinha. I mean, he had 2 goals and he just had a bunch of intensity. He did pretty good. And for Real Madrid, I would say maybe it would be in between Vini or Valverde because Valverde was like he was just like a really good clock. He was like a clock, just passing and trying his best. But so was Vinny. I mean, Vinny, he also had some pretty good moments out there. He scored, and I think he could do much better.
I like a little Vinny, but you gotta explain to me one day what a clock means, because I was like,
Well, the clock.
what's a
What
clock?
Jazz is saying about that is that Valverde is always the metronome of that Real Madrid team. He's the one that gets it going. He's the clock is it's just always ticking. Valverde is always in the game. He's always around the ball and where the play progresses. I mean the clock always keeps going, but I mean he's right there.
I've never heard that, so I was like, all right, he's a clock.
You've never heard that?
No, what if you have a digital clock and it just doesn't move until time? Like the
I
next
think what
minute?
Jazz meant to mean is that he's a metronome. He controls.
I don't know a little bit.
A metronome is, it goes back and forth, but he keeps the pace. And that's what Valverde is. He keeps the.
It keeps going.
It's not that he keeps going, it's that he's controlling the way the game is being played. If it's fast,
I would
if he
call
needs
him
to
the
slow
second
down,
hand, then the second hand, the one that always goes.
yeah, so he's the guy that's controlling the game, speeding it up, slowing it down, progressing plays, slowing it down, making it go back to the Courtois to start the offense back over. That's what Valverde does.
I think Valverde did a lot of little things, but I don't really think he was the player of the game for Real. It was Vinny. Vinny was all over the place. He scored amazing goal. He did a little nutmeg on Koundé, got between him and Pedri, made a fool out of Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia was like, I'm not going to let you go between my legs, so he didn't stretch his leg out, and that allowed Vinny to score that goal right in the corner while he was falling down, by the way. So that was amazing, classic Vinny that, I miss that Vinny. We always there's a lot of haters out there for Vinny, and I don't understand why. He's a great player.
What for Vinny though, Ralph? I mean, what is it? Why can't he stay on the field? What is it? Is it his attitude? Why is it that Xabi Alonso is pulling him? This is a game this is a must win. This is his job. This is everything for Real Madrid. The trophies. That's what we always hear. They're here to win trophies, right?
Right.
So why is it that Xabi Alonso cannot keep it? He refuses to let him play the full 90. When he's the most attacking player,
I don't think it's performance. I don't think it's attitude. When he's out there, he does not have an attitude. He does not argue. If he does something wrong or when he does something right, he smiles. Mm-hmm. He's not over there, yelling at the coach or the ref. He's not doing any of that. He's playing. So it's got to be something with the relationship with him and Xabi Alonso, because it's like, why do you always pull him? And he's always upset. So it's obviously a coach-player thing.
Yeah. And Jazz, for you, when you're watching the game, and Jazz plays soccer, by the way.
Oh.
That's $1.
That's $1. We're going to put a jar here. This is called football, not soccer. We're in the U.S., but the rest of the world, it's football. Every time you say soccer, you got to put $1 in that little jar we're going to put up there. So go ahead, Chuggy.
And Jazz plays football, by the way. When you watch Vinny out there, do you think there's a problem? Would you want to play with a player like that, like Vinny? I mean, he's so talented, but yes, he is gonna be a little eccentric, be a little bit more out there. But would you want to play with a player like that, like Vinny?
I mean, Vinny, I feel like I would want to play with him. I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, he's a really good player. He could do passes. He's super fast. I feel like it would be a very good player to have out there for the full 90 minutes. I mean,
When you
he
see
could
him
do a
out there,
bunch.
would you rather him play the number 9 position than Gonzalo?
Gonzalo Gonzalez.
Yeah, would you?
I think Jazz would like to see Vinny at number 9 because Jazz is a left winger too. So if he
Would-
played with Vinny, he would have to either sit
Yeah.
the bench or find another position.
Would you rather, Jazz? Do you think it's better for Real Madrid? We're talking about him playing. He's playing such a fast-paced level of football. Would I think it would have been better for Real today if he would have played as the number 9. I think they would have got more out of it. Him being up front, Rodrigo playing back, and even putting Arda Güler in there instead of losing one of those wings and adding more in the midfield. I think the game was actually won in the midfield. You got to remember Pedri and Frankie on Barcelona's side. Really, once Valverde got subbed off, the game completely that middle of the field was completely open for Barcelona to run through, and they were able to control pace, slow the game down, and they were able to put their foot on Real Madrid and keep pushing them farther back.
You talk about the midfield though, you gotta not leave Tchouaméni out. He was amazing back there, by the way. He stopped so many passes that were coming through. Rafinha, forgot who Lewandowski. They had passes that were gonna come right through that. They were gonna have a one-on-one with the goalie, and Tchouaméni was always in the right place at the right time. Took that ball out. So you got to talk about that midfield too.
For sure, getting called up for the France national team, Tchouaméni. I mean, he could play multiple positions, and he's strong. He's great with the ball. So, yeah. Camavinga, Tchouaméni, I don't think they placed a foot wrong, but they also were lacking that creativity in the midfield, and that's where you're not seeing it from Jude. And when you yank out Valverde right after halftime, you're losing that. And then to not sub in anybody in until Arda Güler comes in, and by that point, the game's already lost. What do you think did you think that today was, do you think today was won or lost, not by the players on the field, but by the coach's decisions on subbing players in and out, Jazz? Do you think Xabi Alonso lost the game and by his subs, and do you think Hansi Flick won the game by his subs?
I think, if I'm being honest, Xavi Alonso, I mean, his decisions on the subs, I mean, they weren't the best subs. He didn't really do anything with them. I mean, he put them out there on the field, but they couldn't do anything. I think that Xavi Alonso, I mean, I don't know what else you can say about the subs that he did today. I feel like maybe he could have done
made
better.
subs. He just made them at the wrong time.
It was too late by the
When
time. he put
Arda
them.
Güler came in, was it 2-2 or was it 3-2 already?
It was 2-2 at the time.
So at 2-2, Chuck over here, he's like, you know what? Xabi Alonso really needs to put in Mbappe now if he wants him to make an impact. If he puts him in the 74th minute, and we did say 74th minute, it's going to be too late, especially if Barcelona scores. And what happened? Barcelona scored. They went up 3-2. He came in way too late. And not only that, he played the first 10 minutes and never even touched the ball until the last 1.5 minutes.
And we have to remember that the only reason why Mbappe even got subbed on in the 74th minute is that they had a water break. So not only, they could have been even longer. We could have even waited longer and longer for him to get subbed in. We waited until that time, and then he subs him on. On top of that, subbing on Mbappe with that late of time, you have to have an offense already built to get the ball to him right away. They played on such a slow down pace, Real Madrid. And instead of being like, you know what, let's put people in the midfield and let's powder them. Let's just keep getting the ball in the middle and sending those through balls in one-on-one and have Mbappe work with go one-on-one with Kubarsi, go one-on-one with Derek, go one-on-one with Gerard Martin. Those are those simple things that this is why Xabi Alonso continuously loses to Barcelona, because he gets out-coached by Hansi Flick.
Not only that, but I think he's sitting on Arda Güler. You know, when the season first started, you would see Arda Güler to Mbappe. They would have the assist from Arda Güler to Mbappe, and it was amazing. But it's not happening anymore, and it didn't happen today. it is just flat. And I don't know, I didn't see the stats, but I'm pretty sure Barcelona was pretty big on possession in this game because I felt like it was just Barcelona controlling the ball, the midfield, everything, and Real just had their chances and they didn't capitalize. They had a lot of chances and they did not score.
Who do you think was more influential in the game today, Jazz? Was it Pedri or was it Frankie?
I mean, I feel like Pedri today, he didn't do as he usually does. I mean, I feel like I'd give it to Frankie because, well, for being honest, he did some crucial things that helped Barcelona a bunch. While as Pedri, he did good things, but I feel like maybe he could have been a more stabilized and a little bit more calm and try to.
I think what happened was that Pedri got moved up.
Yep.
So Pedri got moved up. Frankie stepped into the role where Pedri usually is back there, and he controls the game. He controls whether the ball is played to your right, whether it's played to the left. But Frankie did a really good job today. He played amazing. I thought he was probably top second player in the game today for Barcelona.
Yeah.
Aside from Eric was also amazing, by the way.
Yeah. And I mean, you have to remember that Barcelona lives and breathes through that midfield. When you go in to go play against the game against Barcelona, you better be coming in with something different in the midfield because they will control the game. They'll pass you out of your socks the entire game. They'll get rid of you and just control the pace of the game. I think that today showed that Xabi Alonso is not the coach that I think Real Madrid thought they were getting when they bought him from Leverkusen. When we saw Leverkusen when he was coaching Leverkusen, he was always making adjustments. He made the right subs, and he played through Florian Wirtz in the midfield. We're still seeing a Xabi Alonso team that I can't even tell you who their player is that they play through. Is it Vinny? Is it Mbappe? They still don't have that anchor Ralph was talking about in the game. And even when Pedri is not at his highest, he's still the anchor of that team where you're like, there he is. Every time there's an 11 out there, you can bet your bottom dollar that Pedri will be in there. You can't say the same about Frankie, but for that Barcelona team, you do have a player in there that every game, it's a massive game. And this is for a championship. And you see Pedri there. When you watch Xabi Alonso's putting out his 11, it's every week. He's making subs. He's making changes. We started the season with Arda Güler in the midfield with Mbappe, and we've still not seen that connection since then. Do you think that's another problem for Xabi Alonso, is that he doesn't know who his best 11 is, Ralph?
Probably. I mean, I think his biggest problem is that at Leverkusen, he had no pressure.
Yeah.
He had no pressure. If they won or lost, I mean, the Bundesliga is Bayern. That's the team that's usually going to win the Bundesliga. So for him to be out there, he's probably like, oh, I'm just going to try this. Mm-hmm. And it worked every time. And they had that great undefeated season, which I love to watch. And I watched probably the whole second season of that.
Yep.
And I think that's his biggest problem. I think he's a great coach. I think if he would have the time at Real, he would figure it out. But Real, you don't have that time at Real.
No.
You have to come in, perform, win trophies, and be dominant. And he's doing a lot of winning, but he's not dominant. His teams, they don't fear this team.
No.
Before, Real would be a team that was really feared, and right now it's not. And that's just cycles of football. You're not always going to be number one all the time. And yes, Real Madrid fans, stop telling us you have 15 Champions League titles, because yes, but you lost today. All right? Every day, Hansi Flick, at the end of his interview yesterday, they asked him, they said, hey, you've won your last 7 either trophies or your last
finals.
7 finals.
Your last 7 finals, and you haven't lost. He's like, that doesn't matter. That was yesterday. That was the day before. That was the year before. This is today. Tomorrow we have a game against Real. We have to win. That's the kind of attitude you need. You don't play in the past.
No.
Yeah, and you don't play on paper. You play on grass. You could have your best team on paper, but you have to play the game of football on grass.
Let's go through this table, though. Do you fire Xabi Alonso today, or do you give him another game, Ralph?
I don't fire the guy because I don't know if there's a replacement out there for him. And if you fire him right now, you're giving up on your season. Who's going to come in and elevate your team? Do you have somebody in mind that's going to elevate your team? I don't know anybody who would be able to just walk in there and say, all right, I'm taking Real Madrid to the next level. I say write it out, but, that's just me.
What do you think, Jazz? Do we fire Xabi Alonso right now?
I don't think I don't think so. I mean, there really isn't any managers right now that could possibly that the Real Madrid board would want that they. I feel like they
Or
are
can
looking
even
into
go and get. I mean, so many top coaches. They're in a fight to try to win their league right now. The top level coaches are either getting ready for the World Cup or they're fighting to make it to win their respective leagues. So, like Ralph was saying, is there even a replacement for him? But what were you saying, Jazz? Do you fire them right now?
No, I wouldn't.
Keep him. What would it take for them to get rid of him, Ralph, before the end of the year?
What would it take for them to go on a 3-game losing streak after today?
Yeah,
I think that's the only way that they really say, you know what, we need to get rid of him, because I think there's something going to be going on behind the scenes that we don't know about.
I think he's just losing that locker room, though. I mean, this is again Vinny when he got subbed off again today. He did not even acknowledge the coach. He just literally walked off the field, didn't talk to his teammates, sat down. You got to remember, if he keeps losing these games, he's losing the dressing room each game as well.
Yeah, that's a problem when you have your star player walking off.
Yeah.
30 yards from you, doesn't look at you, doesn't come and high five the next guy that's coming in, say, hey, go get him for me, You're losing it. Like you said, he's losing the locker room. You're losing your star player. And that shit's contagious.
Yep.
He does it, so everybody's like, well, I don't care. If Vinny doesn't care, why do I care?
Yep. And it's going to continuously get worse and worse until it becomes unsavable. That's what I'm worried about for that Real Madrid team. We have to also remember this Barcelona team is coming off of a pretty good couple weeks. I mean, after they got beat by Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, yes, I'm a Chelsea fan. That's why the flag's up there. But you got to remember that Chelsea Stamford Bridge game against Barcelona really changed two different courses for two different teams. Barcelona, after they got beat 3-0 at Stamford Bridge,
I don't know if Chuck has to say it like that, but
they got beat 3-0. Hansi Flick sat down with this team, and since that point, they've been on a run. They've been playing together, and we can't say the same thing about Chelsea or Real Madrid. After we won that game, the Chelsea board completely fell apart. They hit their high, and now they've been just slowly dipping since then. Real Madrid is another example of, even when they lose, Barcelona, they put the pieces together, they get back on the horse. They have leaders on that team that you can look at. Rafinha was another leader today from start to finish.
He's always a leader. He's the scariest leader out of any other team that I've seen out there.
Incredible. You have so many great guys on that Barcelona team that even with how young they are, they have those captains in place where they just connect the team together, they get back on it, and they start playing well again. Real Madrid can't say that. What do you think, Jazz? Do you think that Barcelona's leadership is the reason why they're able to lose games and get back on it and just start smashing teams right after?
Well, I think it could be Hansi Flick's influence. I mean, last season when they lost, I mean, they would go through some really intense training, and Hansi Flick would not give them a break. And when they lost to Chelsea, Hansi Flick said that we will see a different Barcelona, and since then they haven't lost a single game. So I think it could be the both players' discipline in training, because they want to change for the fans and for the club to do good, and it could also be because of Hansi Flick's influence and intensity.
That's pretty good. So you remember that from Hansi Flick when they lost to Chelsea?
Yeah, he said
that. It was a big moment for both clubs, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was. No, but I mean, Jazz actually remembers the coach saying that. I don't remember ever even seeing that.
He said that we will see a different Barcelona, and since then they haven't lost a single game.
That mentality that Hansi Flick not only has, but he instills in his players is the reason why Barcelona is so dominant. you can never count them out. They could be down 2-0 and you'll lose 6-2. I mean, you don't see that from other teams. Inter goes down 2-0 in a cup in Italy, and you won't see them score another goal. They'll be done. Let's go around. I just want to ask a quick question before. I want to get to the superstars of this game, this Real Madrid game and Barcelona. We talked about Vinny playing a magnificent game of football. But on the other side, there's a player that's also floundering, that's falling, not playing as well as he should be. Is it an injury? Is it an attitude problem? Is it the outside noise? Or maybe he was just not as, they gave him too much praise too early. I'm talking about Lamine Yamal. Is this the time where he needs to take a step back and really refocus himself on the game and shut out the outside noise and start getting back to what got him popular in the first place and why he was so dangerous in the beginning? Ralph, I need your opinion on, do you think this is either Yamal falling apart from this team, or do you just need him to take a little quick break and come back?
No, in my opinion, it's different things. One, I think not winning the Ballon d'Or, I think really affected him. When he won the best youngest player,
Yeah.
you can see his face is like, oh my God, that means Dembele won it.
Yeah, and that trophy in itself, you can just tell, it's just like, it was like a trophy just so he wouldn't be upset that he wasn't going to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
It was,
No, I mean, he's still the best young player, even though he's been playing for years.
But it just seems like it's a cop out on not giving him the award. It felt like.
But Dembele won the 5, 6, 7
Yeah.
trophies, whatever. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I think outside noise has a lot to do. It's not anything on the field as far as how he's playing, even though today I felt like he was really hesitant versus Carrera and he was not attacking him. He was not showboating or doing the normal moves he normally does, cutting back. And I just felt like every time he would just pass the ball back. So and the other thing is, I think it's us as fans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we see one great player and we want him to play that great game every single game, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Just to throw it out there, I've been like, Leonard Carl from Bayern, 17-year-old, he's killing it. Been scoring goals left and right. Saw the Bayern game today. They scored 8 goals. He did not score. I didn't really see him in the game. He didn't really do much. So
Got subbed off.
Yeah. So I think as fans, we just expect that guy to be,
10
and I'm
out of
going to
10.
say Michael Jordan every day.
Yeah.
And you just can't expect that. Next game, he'd probably have a great game, and we'll forget about this conversation.
Yep. And Jazz, do you think it was also that they kind of rushed him back from his injury, Yamal, or do you think that it's more so mental?
Honestly, I think it's just mental. I mean, I feel like sometimes he just does too much. Like, he has an ego. He talks way before games, and he just think like he can be really good. He could be a really good player most of the time, but when he isn't, everybody just starts saying all this stuff about him. So I think that could also be affecting him. But another thing is that ever since the Inter game last season, he did everything he could in that game. Ever since there, he's falling off just a little bit.
Since then, all the way back then, you think so? He's been.
I think that game really
Since
affected.
then.
Well, yeah.
He could have that game. He really tried to show that he was the next level, and for him to lose in such a devastating way to a team that really had no chance of winning it, and just had that.
I remember watching that game. We're watching that game, and we're like, "There's still 3 minutes." These guys are playing like they already won the game, and they're up by 3 goals.
Yep.
And what happened? They tied. They lost. Horrible game to watch. If you're a Barcelona fan, if you're an Inter fan, that was an amazing game.
Yeah. It is. I think Jazz is right about that. Inter game really did. I think really. On top of that, he lost that game, and then a couple months later, losing the Ballon d'Or to Dembele, rightly deserved. But I mean, those are 2 back-to-back, and now his social life also coming under scrutiny. Also, people looking into him more, and it's just on top of that, it's just a hard thing to do. And he's not even 21. I mean, he's so young.
And he makes a lot of money, right?
He does.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, there's also a third thing that he lost besides the Ballon d'Or, which was
His girlfriend.
the fine.
Which wasn't he dating like
Wait.
a
Yeah, but it was in the final against Portugal for the Nations League when they lost that against
Oh,
Portugal in
yeah.
penalties. I
and,
thought,
and Ronaldo scored that game, didn't he?
yeah, but in that game he also lost, and I mean, if you
So
really
he's
think
had
about
some
it,
He's had some setbacks, I think.
setbacks.
if you think about it, because in that game he didn't score, he didn't
Yeah.
do his best, and then also in the semifinal he lost. Then on top of that, he lost the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
But
lost
you-
a bunch of things, even though he's really young.
But you know what makes great players? Great
Failure.
players are goldfish. They, they're goldfish. They play the game, they lose, forget about it, they come back and win the next one. They don't complain. They don't make up excuses. They just come back and they win it next time. But he's young. He wants everything to happen right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, the reason I asked whether he makes a lot of money, I have watched a couple of his YouTube videos that he's taken out. Buy a little production, Lamine Yamal. I love your videos. I like watching you do your thing, but yeah, you need a little production because it's a little iffy. Holland has a little YouTube channel about himself, and it was good production. I think they faked a little bit about his everyday life, but
I'm glad that you're keeping up with the
With the
social
Kardashians
media.
of-
Yeah,
the
the
Kardashians
Kardashians
of
of football. But
I did see a long time ago, and I can't remember, but I watched the Ronaldo and his what's his wife's name or his girlfriend, soon to be wife.
Regina.
I didn't know the name. I saw that. I saw one episode. So it doesn't
unfortunately for me, if you're looking for some Real Housewives of soccer, I ain't the guy for you. That's another $1, and I'm willing to put that in there for you.
That's $2 for Chuck for calling it soccer.
The one thing I do want to mention again is that Mbappe again, a big game, big cup, and he's failed to put the ball in the net.
Oh, not his fault today. though.
Not
his
only
fault.
that, but we have to remember that this is another year that he might go another year at Real Madrid. He came there from PSG to win trophies. This might be another year he doesn't win any silverware.
It took Harry Kane a couple of years to win the trophy too after he left Tottenham.
That is true.
Yes.
And I'm glad that
And he's amazing, by
Mbappe
the way.
and I'm glad that Mbappe doesn't seem to affect him as much. I hope
He's got
you're
a
more
World Cup. He doesn't care. I mean, he does care, but he already has his World Cup, which is the #1 trophy you want to have.
Yes.
He already has that. So everything else is just,
Icing on the
extra
cake.
Icing on the cake for him.
I don't believe that, but I'm actually very happy to see that this game today, again, Barcelona Real Madrid has delivered again another classic game. We watch games all the time. We watch the Premier League. We watch Serie A. We watch the Bundesliga. There's matchups that get hyped for months. We get Arsenal versus City. We get Bayern versus Dortmund. We get Inter versus Milan. And those games end up being
0-0.
underwhelming, so not deserved for the hype. And then you have games like this, especially that people everywhere around the world are watching. Barcelona, Real Madrid. This is the game to watch.
Well,
And they continuously deliver fantastic football.
every time. And you know what? For all of the American, U.S. Sports fans out there, this was that Duke, North Carolina, that Yankees, Boston Red Sox game. That's what this game always brings. It brings intensity. They don't like each other. They argue. They fight. It's just, and it creates for a great game. And they play good football, which, it's not like watching the U.S. Mexico when all they do is fight and get yellow cards, and it's not that type of game. This is like they fight, but yet the football quality never drops.
I mean, if you think about it, like also, Rafinha and Vinny, they were going at it, even though they're the exact same nationality and play.
Yeah, they're both Brazilians.
They're both Brazilian, and they were going at it. They're fighting, and also a really old clásico. It's really really old, but Sergio Ramos and Puyol, when Sergio Ramos pushed Puyol by his face, even though they're both Spaniards.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's what it brings. It brings, like, it doesn't matter where you're from, but I'm sure after the game, they're probably just like, all right, man, it was during the game, no big deal. But yeah, you're right.
That's what
And
you
that's
love
what it
about
brings
the
out,
Classical.
yeah.
That's what you love. Even though they should be friends. Right then, when the whistle blows, it's all or nothing. It's for this. It's bragging rights. You look at these two teams. They're the most storied teams in all of football, and they continuously want to keep that history around. I mean, that's what we try to watch when we're reviewing these games. When we're talking on the podcast. We just like watching great football. You could be playing great football in Turkey, and we'll be there to watch it. You
A
could
couple
play,
of seasons ago, we were watching a lot of Galatasaray, Fenerbahce.
yeah. We want to see that high level intensity, the type of intensity that brings people there. We want to be a part of it. And I think that's what this podcast is really about too. Is that we're trying to see and talk to more people, especially in America. That yes, you can see your MLSs, you can have the NBA, you can have the NFL, but there's another world out there that you can watch some really great athletes playing chess matches with some really just great atmospheres. You see the NFL games and you get a couple of chants here and there. These fans that go to these games, no matter where you go, if it's especially for Barcelona, they were in Saudi Arabia, and the fans are still into it, chanting, screaming. I mean, they're into it as well. We want to be a part of something like that. We want to bring that to America, where you can see and open people's eyes for another world, just besides the NBA and other sports
Yeah,
here.
the problem is, Chuck, yes, you want to open their eyes, and yes, they can watch European football where the best players in the world are at. But for you to say we're going to bring it, or for, say, David Beckham to say we're going to bring that to the U.S., that is so difficult.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen anytime soon. Pele tried to do it in the 70s. Look at Saudi. Saudi's able to do a little bit of it because they have so much money and they're picking up so many great players from around the world, but still nobody watches it, or not a lot of people watch it, and they just don't have the quality yet. And to have multiple teams have so many great players from around the world takes a lot of money, and just it's the fan base mostly.
yeah,
And unfortunately, these older clubs or leagues like the Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A, they're storied, and the MLS is brand new.
yeah.
It's gonna be 100 years before they can
Yeah.
do that, and I hope it happens sooner, but I see it very unlikely.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a good jumping off point. Ralph over here is
Howdy.
is a City fan here. Jazz is hasn't picked the team yet, and I'm also a Chelsea fan. So that's where we all stand. But we do like to watch all the different leagues, and we just want to watch great football.
I'm a fan of football.
Yeah.
I root for City, root for Barcelona. I will watch anybody or any team that has great football going on. Chuck always calls me and says, "Hey, you got to watch this game on Serie A." I watch it. Great game. So any league, and if there's anybody out there that wants us, like, "Hey, you guys didn't talk about this team, and they're awesome. They have great talent, and this derby's coming up, and you want us to watch it and talk about it," let us know, because we'll do that too.
We will be a part of it. Maybe not so much for the MLS, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We got some Sun there. We got some Messi. Hopefully soon we can get Luis firing on all cylinders, and maybe we can start watching these games. But I think that's it.